Have you ever felt dissatisfied with your life? Do you look at others and think they're happier, luckier, or seem to have everything you're missing? This is a feeling almost all of us have experienced, that nagging thought that perhaps something is missing, that there's a more perfect life waiting somewhere out there. The story that Mindful Glow will share with you today is a simple yet deeply meaningful tale about a raven who felt he was unfortunate, abandoned, and unloved. This raven believed that all other birds were happier and luckier than he was, but is that really the truth? And what could have led this raven to change his view of himself? Stay until the end of this story, as you'll witness an unexpected journey, not a physical adventure, but one of the heart and mind, revealing a truth you may have overlooked. In every moment of life, as we get caught up comparing ourselves to others, are we perhaps missing something truly important? Let's find the answer and gain a fresh perspective on life through this story. Don't look away, because the final lesson might just be the key to discovering the happiness you've been searching for all along. The crow often sat alone on a branch, watching other birds soar, feeling the cool wind brush through his feathers. But unlike other birds, he always felt a heavy burden of unrelenting sadness. He felt ordinary, with his black feathers and hoarse call, making him believe he was inferior, with nothing special for others to cherish. Whenever he flew close to where people were, they would shoo him away, not wanting him near. One day, the crow felt he could no longer endure it. He perched on a large tree branch in an ancient forest and began to cry. Clear tears rolled down his black cheeks, falling like morning dew. Why was I born as such an ugly crow? He wondered, his heart filled with pain. Little did he know, his tears were falling onto the face of an old monk meditating under the tree. The monk opened his eyes, looked up, and saw the crying crow. In a calm voice, he asked, "My friend, why are you so sad?" The crow replied, "Oh master, I am truly fed up with this life. No one loves me, everyone hates and drives me away. I even think that death would be kinder than this lonely existence." After hearing this, the monk gently responded, "We should learn to be happy in our circumstances, but if you truly wish to become another creature, I can help you." The monk's words sparked a new hope in the crow's heart. The crow's heart filled with joy. He immediately said, "If you can help me, please make me a white swan. Swans are beautiful, pure white like milk, and everyone loves them. I'm sure that if I became a swan, my life would be complete and happy." The monk nodded, smiling, and said, "All right. But before I turn you into a swan, go ask a swan if it's truly happy with its life." Without hesitation, the crow set off to find a swan, his heart brimming with hope for a new life. The crow flew to a clear lake where swans often swam in the morning sun. When he saw a swan swimming, he couldn't help but admire its beauty. "Oh, the swan is truly perfect. If I had such white feathers, surely I would be loved and live happily," thought the crow. He approached the swan and hesitantly asked, "Oh swan, you are so beautiful. Your skin is as white as milk, and everyone loves you. You must be the happiest bird in the world?" The swan sighed and replied, "No, my friend. I am not as happy as you think, although I am pure white. This lack of color makes me feel dull. While the world has so many colorful birds, I only have one color. Sometimes I wish I could be a parrot with vibrant feathers, perhaps then I would feel happier." The swan's lament surprised the crow. So, even a beautiful bird like the swan doesn't feel perfect, he thought. He decided to continue his journey to find a truly happy bird, and the parrot was his next goal. Not long after, the crow found a parrot perched on a high branch, its feathers truly vibrant, a blend of green, red, and yellow. He couldn't hold back his admiration and said, "Oh parrot, you're so beautiful and colorful. Surely you must be the happiest bird in the world." The parrot sighed and replied, "No, my friend. I am not as happy as you think. People often capture me and keep me in cages because of my beauty. Although I am colorful, I lack freedom. All I wish for is a life of freedom, flying across the sky without being caged." Hearing this, the crow felt even more confused. It turns out, Vibrant beauty doesn't bring true happiness if there's no freedom, he thought, but the crow did not give up. He decided to continue his journey and seek out the peacock, a bird considered the most majestic and charming of all. Finally, the crow found a peacock in a large zoo, where hundreds of people gathered daily to admire its beauty. The peacock proudly spread its colorful feathers, dazzling every gaze upon it. After the crowd left, the crow approached and asked, "Oh peacock, you're so beautiful, people come every day to admire you, you must be the happiest bird." The peacock looked at the crow, its eyes sorrowful, and replied, "Although I have grand beauty, it is also the reason I am trapped here. Every day, I must display my beauty to please people. But I am not free. Sometimes, they even pluck my feathers to make decorations. If I could, I would like to be like you, a free crow, not caged by anyone." The peacock's words left the crow stunned. Even the peacock, admired for its grandeur, is not truly happy, he thought. For the first time, the crow realized that happiness doesn't lie in appearance or the admiration of others but in one's own value and freedom. The crow flew back to the monk, his heart full of reflection. He no longer desired to be anyone else. Instead, he felt grateful to be a free crow, unbound by praise or captivity. His simple life, with the vast sky and lush forests, had become immensely meaningful. When he saw the monk again, the crow said, "Wise one, I understand now. I don't want to be anyone else. I realize that, whether swan, parrot, or peacock, each has its own sorrows and dissatisfaction. Now, I am happy with who I am." The monk smiled, his eyes kind, and said, "You have discovered the most precious thing in life, contentment with oneself. True happiness comes from acceptance and knowing when enough is enough." From that day on, the crow lived his life with joy and gratitude. He no longer envied or compared himself to anyone. He found peace in the simplest things, the sound of leaves rustling in the wind, sunlight streaming through the trees, the feel of his wings gliding freely in the air, in the endless flow of life. We often find ourselves caught in desires, in the pursuit of what seems beyond reach, and in the subtle comparisons with others. We imagine that perhaps those around us possess everything we lack, that they may be living the complete life that has eluded us. But have you ever wondered, is happiness truly found in chasing what we do not yet have? Or is happiness something that has quietly blossomed within us all along, simply waiting for us to notice? Buddha once said, "Happiness does not come from having everything, but from a heart that knows contentment." Peace is not a distant destination, nor is it a state of perfection to be attained. It's like a gentle breeze that flows through our being when the mind is freed from attachments and anxieties. When we can simply sit still without needing to seek anything more. Inner peace does not require us to abandon our dreams, but it teaches us to cherish the simple things around us, the gifts we already possess. Life is a richly colored painting, and no color is ever wasted. Everything we encounter, joy or sorrow, glory or failure, is a piece of the puzzle that shapes who we are. In those quiet moments of reflection, we come to see that all we long for is like clouds drifting across the sky of our mind. They come and go, yet the sky remains vast and serene. As Buddha taught, live in the present, for this moment is all we truly have. Contentment with oneself does not mean giving up aspirations, but rather finding a profound freedom in accepting and appreciating who we are. In every breath, every heartbeat, we are already whole. We don't need to become someone else, nor do we need to strive for external validation, for true value lies within us. Buddha once said, "The richest person is the one who is content." When our heart is at peace, when we see that this life is enough, that is when we have truly found inner peace. Try pausing for a moment and listening. Can you hear the gentle wind on your skin? Feel the morning sun softly illuminating your face? Or hear the laughter of loved ones nearby? Perhaps this is the very moment you've been searching for. Happiness does not lie in what we lack but in the simple blessings we often overlook. Buddha once said, "The miracle is not to walk on water or fire but to walk with a peaceful mind." When our mind stops to listen and truly see, When we recognize the miracle in each passing moment, we understand that peace has always been there, waiting for us to awaken to it. The story of the raven perhaps serves as a reminder of ourselves. Each bird, whether it be a swan, a parrot, or a peacock, carries its own discontent. Yet, when the raven accepts itself, when it no longer desires to be anyone else, that is when it finds fulfillment in life. True peace is when we are no longer swayed by praise or criticism, no longer pulled by sorrow or fear. We stand firmly with gratitude. As Buddha advised, do not look outside yourself, for everything you need is within you. Each day, let life remind you that you are already complete, that you don't need to strive to be worthy of love or recognition, for you are inherently valuable. You are you, with your smiles, your tears, your failures, and your triumphs. Be grateful, love yourself, for as Buddha taught, the one who finds peace within oneself will find peace everywhere. Mindful Glow hopes that through each story, you can pause amidst the rush of life and look deeply within yourself. We are not in search of perfection, for perfection can sometimes be a grand cloak that conceals emptiness within. Instead, we want to lead you toward a genuine connection with yourself and with the simple things around us. Open your heart and listen to the gentle sounds of life, for in them lie the subtle values we often overlook. Remember that life is often filled with imperfections, and it is through these imperfections that we learn the greatest lesson: how to love and respect ourselves. Gratitude is not reserved only for grand things. Sometimes, it is the smile you give yourself after a long day, the gentle breeze you feel, or the presence of a cherished friend. When we appreciate, life becomes meaningful, and every small moment turns into a quiet but profound joy. Every day, take one gentle step toward discovering peace and joy within. Let each simple moment be a building block of happiness from within. Even in moments when you feel imperfect, remember that you already have everything you need to experience this life fully. If what you feel through our stories brings you value, join us at Mindful Glow. More than just a channel, we wish to explore the deeper aspects of life with you, helping you find peace and joy in the seemingly simplest things.